Hey ladies, Maxine here with Tink and I Treasures. Welcome back to my studio. Today we have a short little demonstration of something I saw on Pinterest. I don't really understand Pinterest. Yeah, you look at all these pictures, but you can't really find out any information about it. I don't know. It baffles me, but a lot of things do. So we will carry on here. So what I have is a 12 by 12 pad. I believe this is Tim Holtz stuff. I love this pad. I really do. I'm just trying to find, oh, this one might be fun to use. Okay, oops, sorry. I have my camera down pretty low. Unfortunately, I kept hitting it. Sorry about that. Okay, maybe we can move that up. Oh boy. Well, I don't know what's wrong with this holder again. Why can't I find a holder that will stay where I put it? I put it up where I want it and it flops back down. Okay, so here's a 12 by 12. And we are going to just fold it in half. And crease it. Now, if I'm cutting on the crease, I can do okay, but I need to cut this a little bit more than that. So we're going to come over here and oops. Now the size that you want this to be should be in direct relationship to the size of journal pages you typically make. My journal pages typically are an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper folded. And so this is my typical journaling page is this size. But you know, you can adjust this to whatever your typical journal page is. So this is 6 inches wide. Of course it is, right? Because it was a 12 by 12 we folded in half. So I want to bring it into about 5.5. And so now we have 2 pages that are 5.5, and most of my pages are 8, about 8. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it. You can't see that. I'm going to cut this right at about 8 inches. So it's 8 inches high. So mine is about 5.5 by 8. But, you know, your starting measurement needs to be in line with, you know, the size of your journal pages. Okay? Okay, so this is what we have. You can see that, right? Right. Okay. So you could do this a couple of ways. You could use a scoreboard if you want to, but I like to just use kind of a ruler just to get a feel for where I want it. So I want the top to be in a little bit, like here. And then the bottom over here to be up, you know, maybe the bottom third, not quite half. Right in here somewhere. It doesn't matter too much. But the one thing I do want to make sure is that this fold comes down straight. That's really the only thing I'm concerned about, is that this fold here lays straight. And then we want to crease that. So, as you can see, you do want double-sided, some kind of double-sided paper. It could be, well, it could be a digital that you printed. I would suggest printing it on cardstock. You know, this is scrapbook paper, so it's a little heavier paper. But you don't want anything too flimsy. You don't want regular copy paper weight for this. You want something a little heavier, a little bit more substantial. Okay, so now we're going to get out our awl and a brad. And let's see, what color do I want? Let's see, I got silver. What's this? That's silver. Oh, that one will be good. Ah! Gee, make a mess. Oh. This has been a day for messes, I'll tell you. Okay. So now what we want to do is take this edge of your fold and bring it so it just meets this line here. Just meets that line. And then close to the edge, not too close, you want to put in your hole. The reason why I have this close today, my camera, is so hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I put in the brad and make sure those are going kind of parallel here. Now what I like to do is take my, I think this is a 1-inch punch, and usually I try and find a scrap that I might have. Don't really see anything here. Let's see, that's probably too big. Yeah, I mean that's too small. Okay, so anyway, I'm just going to cut out a disc from whatever you have laying around. And in the back here where this brad is, you don't have to do this. This is just something I always like to do if possible. You know, it just depends on the project and whether you can even do this or not. But if I can do this, I like to cover the brad with something. So I'm just going to go right over. This way, you know, those little prongs don't interfere later with things being put in and out of a pocket or what have you. You know, it just covers up those prongs, so you know they're not a problem later And I'm going to just cut that off because I don't want that circle showing. And there we go. And then that's covered up, so that's not going to be a problem later. So, this is what we have. Isn't that cute? Now, what we want to do is we have some scraps from cutting that down. So they can't be too big. I'll just see if this is going to work. It's just a trial and error now. Maybe you have some labels that you made or something like that. See, that's going to go in there. It's a little bit, actually, it's a little bit too small. Jeez. The first one I made that I'll show you here later, I had to keep cutting and cutting and cutting it down because I, you know, was too big. And now this one, I end up being too small. There we go. See, you want something that's going to fit in there somewhat snugly. No, that one's good. So yeah, something that's going to fit in there somewhat snug. And I don't need, it doesn't need to be this big. So I'm just going to eyeball it here. Maybe cut it right there. There, something like that. And now we just want to decorate this. See, now this would make good writing spot if someone wanted to journal there. So I'm just gonna leave that the way it is. And I had a paper here that I wanted to use. Where did it go? Oh, for heaven's sakes. Hope everyone's having a good week. Finding time for crafting. It sure makes the days better, doesn't it? Even if you can do it for just a few minutes. Just, I don't know. Well, it's my happy place. I don't know about you guys, but it's my happy place. So, I'm just going to glue that down. So this side here is good for a journaling spot if someone wanted to use that. I made journals for my grandkids for Christmas. I got 2 girls and a boy. I'll tell you, the boys one was hard. It really was. You know, because most of my stuff is, you know, feminine. Flowers and pink and, you know, what have you. And so doing one for a boy. I mean, I made him one before, a couple years back. And I bought a paper pad that was specific to, you know, more of a boy theme. So that worked out really well. I didn't do that this time. I just tried to use things I have, you know, and make it more of a boy thing. I didn't use pink or frilly colors like that or flowers and stuff. Not that boys can't like flowers and stuff, because they can, of course they can. I don't know that my grandson likes flowers, though. Unfortunately, I don't know my grandkids very well. don't get to see them very. In fact, the last time we saw them was in 2019. You know, of course, we've had COVID the last couple of years, and well, I keep, you know, they live in the same state. It's just about 4 hours away, and I keep trying to make arrangements with my son, you know, for us to come for a weekend. And the summer kind of comes and goes, and you know, they're busy, of course, you know, 3 kids and working and everything, and then they have, you know, family vacations, and you know, they go camping and things like that. And so I don't know, one thing or another, and before I know it, the summer's over, and I won't cross the mountain range in the winter. You know, there's no point in asking for trouble, in my opinion. So, you know, I don't cross the mountain range in the winter. So, you know, we don't have Thanksgiving and Christmas to get together. I don't know. COVID kind of messed things up a bit. Anyway, so there. So I made a little label that, you know, just kind of slips in there. It has a journaling spot on the back. And now what we want to do is, I got everything buried again. So one of these pieces that we took off of there, we want to make see if I can't do this. I don't cut very straight. I don't like cutting. Let's see. I don't like cutting larger areas because I just don't know how they do that. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out the size. All right. And again, you know, the size of this is gonna be dictated by how big your piece is. But you just want something that's going to tuck up in there nicely, like that. Okay? So this side, again, this is, I think that's okay for journaling, don't you? I don't know. I mean, it's pretty, I don't know, maybe, maybe not. Let's get, I've got some paper I can use here, see? So let's just glue this down. What the heck? Okay. Oops. Make sure which way the lines are going there. Just lay that down. I hope I'm in frame. I can tell if I'm paying attention. Okay. So I'll tell you guys, I don't know if any of you have been to my Etsy shop, but it's has a on vacation sign in the window. I'm not actually on vacation. What's happening is that I've had my bank account set up with Etsy for several years, and you know, everything has been fine. And Etsy has this new, I don't know, this new third party or something that, you know, they're using to, you know, send payments or whatever. And I've tried several times. I put in my information and my bank account, routing, and all that stuff. And this company sends, you know, a practice deposit of a penny. Well, they've done that twice now. I've had a penny. I mean, if I keep doing this, you know, maybe I'll be a 10 cent-aire. Instead of a millionaire, I'll be a cent-aire. But anyway, so, you know, it's worked a couple of times. The deposit shows up in my account. And after that happens, I'm supposed to get a secondary email to where I can verify the deposit. Well, that second email never comes. And, you know, like I said, I've done it twice now. Both times, you know, the deposit goes into my account, and yet that second email never comes, and I can't finish the verification. So once I just, you know, figured out that, hey, this isn't clearing, you know, this little problem isn't clearing up, I just put my shop on vacation, because it's not a functioning shop in my opinion. If, you know, I mean, sure, people could buy things, and Etsy, of course, will get their share. They always do, right? But I don't have a way of getting paid. So it's not a functioning shop, so I just put it on vacation. I mean, it's a bad time of year to have to do that, right? It's not fair. I mean, and I've been a star seller for several months now, and now suddenly I can't do anything, you know, and it's not fair. It really isn't. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, I kind of like that. So, yeah, it's really upsetting. Not that I was selling that much anyway, but the only time my shop makes any decent sales is after Gayle features my shop on her YouTube channel. Then I, you know, the sales are pretty decent for a little while, and then they drop off again, and I don't know why. You know, I've had other designers look at my shop and tell me, you know, what's wrong. I mean, I look at my journals and I think they're just as pretty as, you know, Gayle puts a journal on, and it's sold within seconds, it seems like, because I've never been able to even see one of her journals before it's sold. You know, so her journals sell within seconds. I don't know. I think mine are just as nice. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I don't get very good sales anyway, you know, unless Gayle features me on her channel, and then I get some pretty good sales for a little while. So yeah, I don't know, but If you saw the on vacation sign on my shop window, as it were, that's the story behind that. You know, if it's not a fully functioning shop, I'm not going to have it open. You know, Etsy will get their money one way, you know, regardless. So I did put one of my journals on another site. It's called oh shoot, Poshmark. Poshmark, I think that's it. So I put one of my journals on that site, and I don't know, there's an awful lot of activity on the site, and a ton of people started following me right away and sharing my posting, and I've shared, you know, a lot of their postings, you know, and it seems to be a pretty active site, and the people, you know, that are on there seem to be, you know, really nice to, you know, I mean, they started following me the minute I signed up and started sharing my posting when I put up my journal. So we'll see. I don't know, maybe that's a better alternative from Etsy, because I don't know what to do now. I mean, I have contacted Etsy seller support several times, you know, and they keep telling me the same thing. Well, it goes through the verification process, and it takes a few days, and blah, 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 blah. I go, it's been a few days. It's been a few weeks now. You know, I get the deposits, but I don't get that second part of the validation. You know, I don't know what's happening. Okay, that's cute. Where'd it go? Oh, I lost it. Okay. So, anyway, there. That goes like that. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? I mean, and you know, this could be anything. Let's see. You know, I should have inked. I did this the last time too. I got ahead of myself, and then I didn't ink. And you know, you can decorate this to the 9th degree, you know what I mean? I thought about running some lace like that along the side here or something. You know, there's just all kinds of things you can do. But it goes like that, and then this is my sample of, you know, my journal page. And you would just put it on the page like this. Glue these two sides. And then you have a pocket here as well. You know, so you have a pocket here, and you've got this little tuck spot, and you've got this little tuck spot here. Wouldn't that be cute? And like I said, you know, you can decorate this all up, put some lace on it, all kinds of stuff. So, and here's the one I did earlier. And I wouldn't put this on this color paper. I just picked this because I knew it was a good contrast and you'd be able to see it really well. So yeah, I would not put this color scheme onto a purple one. But yeah, I wanted you to be able to see it. So yeah, you just glue here, and then you have a tuck spot here. You could glue up here, make it more of a pocket, or leave this open and have it kind of a tuck spot. And then I did a little tag here. I did some sewing around this one. And this little guy, place for journaling, and I did some sewing around here. And yeah, so there we are. So those are the two I made. And like I said, I saw these on Pinterest. I'm still trying to figure out Pinterest. Because, I mean, I haven't been able to find, if I see something I really like, I think, oh, I wonder if they have a YouTube channel, or do they have things for sale on Etsy or what have you, and I can never find information on any posting I see on Pinterest, so I'm not really sure what it's all about. But anyway, those are the two that I've made. I hope you found this to be inspirational. Yeah, and like I said, it can be sized to fit whatever size journal you're working on. And yeah, I can see a whole lot of decorating going on here. I think probably a collage or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so thanks for joining me, guys. I sure appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm so happy that you have joined me on this journey. And I hope you stay with me and we come up with lots of fun things. Please like and comment. And please subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, ladies, take care of you, love each other, and I'll see you again. Bye.